A public rally organized by the United National Front was held in Galle today.
The interim order of the Court of Appeal was issued while the rally was underway in Galle.
I have some good news. The court has prohibited Mahinda. We call on Maithripala to hand over the government to us on Wednesday. We say to Maithri that if it is not turned over, then we will come there to forcefully take over.
Latin භාෂාවෙන් කෝ වරන්තුව කියන්නේ සිංහල භාෂාවෙන් කෝඹේ වරන්තුව. පත්කලිය යුතු වරන්තුව.
Where is the warrant of appointment? The court is saying what the people are saying. In the name of the gods, get lost.
සතර වරම් දෙවි නාමයෙන් පණයවු කියලා තමයි මෙයාට කියන්නේ. මොකද්ද අධිකරණය කිව්වේ අද?
What did the court say today? They said that this is not a verdict against the government but against individuals. It said that the relevant authorities can appoint a legitimate prime minister and a legitimate cabinet. It was said that thereby it would not harm the governance of the country. We have affidavits and pledges to show that we have the majority in parliament, and this has been given to the president. This fight is to uphold your sovereignty. We are ready to convene all parties and hold the elections on the day that they wish.
අපි ලෑස්ති කියලා මම කියනවා.
Since that government is no more, tonight at 8, the leaders of our government are going to meet the president. We will hand over the 123 affidavits and ask the president to restore the government which prevailed on the 26th. There is no prime minister in Sri Lanka now. The court has decided and the 40-odd ministers must now go home. The cabinet and deputy ministers have been sent packing. There is no one. We are not unusually asking for government power. We are going to the ministries tomorrow morning. We do not need their permission. The courts have given us permission. This is the first time in the history of the world that a court has abolished all the ministerial positions in a government, including the Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, State and Deputy Ministers, and sent them home.
Now, various views are being expressed regarding the current situation after the Court of Appeal provided an interim injunction with regard to the holding of office by the former Prime Minister. Faraz, how do we now address it? To shed some clarity about this Court of Appeal injunction order that has been issued, and what does this really mean? I think our viewers watching us from home will want an understanding. You have been discussing matters with several President's Councils today, several constitutional lawyers, and if you are able to give us a situation, as now we just heard a UNP parliamentarian Rajitha Senaratne also saying that we will go into the ministries tomorrow. Can they do that?
Absolutely not. We must understand that what has been given today is an interim order. This is not some final decision. It's interim. And that word means temporary, until such time as a decision, a proper decision is taken, a final determination. And therefore, everything is on hold. What it means, however, it doesn't mean that the government is on hold. Because as per this, we are so lucky in Sri Lanka because we have a written down constitution. And it's all here in the constitution. It's absolutely without ambiguity. Ultimate power rests with the President of the Republic. In this case, with His Excellency Maithripala Sirisena.
So there is no government at the moment for us?
He is the government. All powers are with the President, and it's all contained in the Constitution. As for, he doesn't really need ministers now, because in such a situation...
But Farad, how can a country continue without ministers?
The President has all the powers in the book, and that is, it is the President's prerogative to appoint ministry secretaries.
So what you're basically
all
saying,
the ministry secretaries.
What you're basically saying is that the President can continue with him being the President and without any ministers.
Absolutely.
This is mentioned in the Constitution.
It's all here in the Constitution because it is the President's prerogative to appoint the ministry secretaries.
Who will be in charge of the ministries then?
The President.
And the ministry secretaries, what happens to them?
They are the operational, they've always been the operational side of matters. The minister merely oversees the policy of their government. The chief accounting officer in all the ministries is not the minister. It is the ministry secretary. The ministry secretary wields an enormous amount of responsibility and power and authority, and they derive all those authorities and powers from the president, who is the appointing authority.
So when parliamentarian Dr. Rajat Senaratne said that we can go into the ministries tomorrow, does that statement have no validity?
It certainly doesn't have validity. These are mere politicians' flourish, and that's all it is. There's nothing in the rule books that gives credibility to what Rajita Senaratne said.
We also have for us the UNF party leaders having a meeting with President Maithripala Sirisena at the Presidential Secretariat. We have our reporters standing by from evening when the meeting started at around 8 p.m. tonight, and we are experiencing bad weather, but we are able to connect to our reporters who are standing there. We have Deshan Gonawala standing by. Deshan, can you give us an update of what is happening there?
We can continue to see is of people coming into the Presidential Secretariat here in Colombo, where there are crisis talks currently going on between the President and leaders of the United National Front. Now, in lieu of the court order granted today, the political situation in the country has taken a turn for the worse, and it looks like all parties involved are coming together to try and find a solution to this matter. We see a number of large vehicles currently entering the premises of the Presidential Secretariat. We haven't seen too many vehicles coming out up to now. It's difficult for us to also confirm the identity of the people coming in, but this is the end. This is the end of the line of vehicles that are going in, and as you can see, they are making their way all the way to the President's office, where the discussions are currently taking place. We do not know the outcome of the discussions that are happening at the moment, but we will know in not too long, and we will bring you the very latest from News First, and reporting from the Presidential Secretariat here in Colombo in front of the Golf Face. I'm Deshan Gonawala.
That was the meeting that is currently being held with the UNF party leaders with the President at the Presidential Secretariat. As Deshan Gonawala, our News First correspondent, mentioned, we will keep you updated throughout the day and tomorrow as well as to what has been happening at this meeting that is currently taking place at the Presidential Secretariat. It's back to Dasani.